We did it. We didn't see him die, so did he somehow escape? Like, did he run through the gap even? Is he on the other side? And that'd be season 4. Oh well. Max.
Billy, please, Billy, please, Billy, Billy, wake up, Billy, get up.
I never thought I'd cry about Billy. I'm crying for him and every good a bit, and for Max, and
It's okay. It's okay.
he was brave, and he was good at the end. He's not dead. He's gone through to the other side if he isn't hiding somewhere nearby.
Where's Jim?
Why do you think she's sobbing? Now the military comes. Too late, as always. Have the Russians gone? Because they can try again. They have all the technology and the information. It's not closed all the way. I'm still calling it. Jim ran through that gap when he knew he was going to die otherwise. Otherwise I'll be too sad for Eleven and Joyce. She just wants to see her kids. Oh. I'm so happy that they're all alive. Oh, my favourites made it. Oh, 11. I think he's not dead. Can someone give her a hug, please? It's gonna be alright. Okay, 3 months later, probably not gonna be crying anymore, right?
Some believe a rise in Satanism is to blame.
Dungeons and Dragons is Satanism. I think that was a real thing, wasn't it, that they said at the time, in the past. So they are moving?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame her for wanting to move.
I'll just use yours when I come back. I mean, what if you want to join another party? Not possible.
You can join 2 parties and still have your old friends. How far are they moving?
We could hide you in a tent. Like how?
It's successful in the past. So she's been living with them as well. But her powers still aren't working. It's okay. It might come back. I mean,
I know they will. Because we'd all have cool new presents to play with, and sorry, that made me sound like a 7-year-old.
I like presents too.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Cool.
is he finally gonna say, I love you? Or is she gonna say it first?
Mike?
Yeah.
You were talking to Max.
I don't think I follow.
You talked about your feelings. Your heart. I love you too.
Oh, that's very sweet.
The truth is, I've been stuck in one place. In a cave. I left some Eggos out in the woods, and you came into my life. For the first time.
Don't stop crying. So you wrote an actual really lovely speech and I didn't say it. Oh. You know he'd be quite sad today.
To turn
His
back
best friend and his girlfriend moved away.
to make
He'd have a
things
daughter
go
to hug later as well.
back. Keep on growing up, kid. Don't let me stop you. Inches.
Oh well. This is making it seem like he's genuinely dead. This is very emotional. That was a really cheerful ending to Stranger Things Season 3. I feel super optimistic about life now. We're in the Upside Down. Are we with Hopper in the Upside Down? No, there was none at all. We're in Siberia, like in Russia. Yeah, I was kind of close. Is Hopper not in the Upside Down at all, but he's in Russia? Or is this just the Russians still working on the technology to open the gate? No, the Russians have him. Somehow. Or they have a pet demigorgon that they're feeding people. Because that's what we saw the crate for. They have a pet demigorgon that they feed people to. Oh goody. I miss the Demogorgon a lot. Nom nom nom. Good old Stranger Things. That was a really, really good finale. It was a very long finale. I feel like I'm not even going to remember things that happened at the beginning of it. I think they were in the previous episode. So I enjoyed the fight. The scale of it was quite, you know, proportionate. It was epic. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. The fireworks came into play. Elle's powers aren't working at the moment. She's kind of drained the battery. And so then we do have the question of, has she just used them up? Are they just gone? Or will they come back? And I feel like they will come back, largely because we're going to need them to. So yeah, that was a really good fight, and the fact that she was able to get through to Billy on an emotional level, and that he was able to fight back and, you know, make his death a brave, heroic one, saving Elle and saving all of them, because he delayed the Mind Flayer long enough that they were able to destroy everything. So yeah, I never, at the beginning of the season, would have, if you told me, oh, you'll be crying about Billy at the end of the season, I would have just bet you £1,000 that that would never happen. And here we are, I was crying about Billy. And I was also crying for Elle because she was very emotional in that situation, and for Max, and thinking about everything they were going through. But I was also crying for Billy, which, whoa. Then we've got also, in this episode, things that happened. I really enjoy Steve and Robin's friendship. I think Robin's got a good influence on Steve and will help him make good choices going forward. I think the kids all made, they realised that, you know, they were doing like natural kid things of growing up and their priorities shifting and then neglecting their friendships and everything, but I think they realised what they were doing and will be better at that in the future. I thought they had more character development than some of the adult characters, and oh, much happened. I really don't know like what to say. This is not a very good review at all. So then the ending was really emotional. I was crying about Billy, and I don't like Hopper very much, but I like his relationship with Elle, and so if he is genuinely gone and if he isn't the American in the cell, he's the American in the cell, isn't he? Let's face it. Because we didn't see him disintegrate. We saw the other people disintegrate, and we would have seen him disintegrate, because it's far sadder when you watch your characters die than if you just off-screen the character died. So, I mean, Hopper, I was crying or feeling more sad because Joyce thought he died. She thought she'd had to be the one to sort of do it, and I don't like her relationship with Hopper, but she had to watch Bob die last season, so I was feeling quite sad for her with that. And mainly just for Elle, because he was, you know, the family, the first person other than Mike, the first adult that properly became like a role model for her. I know that Joyce was too, and that, you know, if things had gone differently, I feel like she could have moved in with the Byerses sooner. But, you know, I think Hopper was a very important character for her, and his relationship with her was really important and special, and I'm going to miss that if he's dead, but he's not, because he's just in Russia. So yeah, that was really emotional. And the letter, I mean, again, it makes me just want to scream that, like, again, he wrote this beautiful thing that he could have at least said to Elle at some point, and he just didn't. But it was good for her to read when she lost him. He's going to be back. It's all going to be fine. And then the bias is moving away. I mean, I completely understand Joyce wanting to move. I think even if she was just going to stay for Hopper, I mean, he'd have had to move too, in a way. Like, everything that, in particular, her family went through in season 1, everything Will went through, and then the trauma keeps coming back and back and back, and now that she has Elle as part of her family as well, that's another child that has been significantly, everything that happened in other ways worse than Will, been affected by everything. So I completely understand her impulse in wanting to get her family as far away from Hawkins as she can. I don't know how far that is, and it's going to be interesting next season how it's all going to work, given that we've got, assuming Hopper in Russia, then Will, Elle, Joyce and Jonathan somewhere in America, and then everyone else in Hawkins. That's going to be interesting. I also quite liked at the end that they gave Erica the box of stuff, including the Dungeons and Dragons. Hopefully they're going to be a better influence on her and make her into a slightly nicer child, or just a girl that can be happy with who she is and not worrying about trying to fit in, that she can just accept that maybe she likes nerdy things, and there's nothing wrong with that. And will hopefully find a group of friends similar to their group of friends that will be there for her, even if the world is a little bit harsh. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And the whole scene where they were all saying goodbye and crying, and, you know, that just felt so real in that moment. You could feel that they were moving away and how much it was hurting everybody, and how Joyce still thought it was the right thing to do, but it still hurts. And, oh, and like leaving the home that she'd raised her sons in, like, it was a really, really emotional ending. And then obviously the final ending was Russia and some guy being fed to the Demogorgon, because of course I'd have had Demogorgon. I mean, as Erica said, how big was the Demogorgon? And she pointed out the cage that they had for it. So yeah, that was a really good episode, really good season. I think, if I'm being completely honest, it's probably my least favourite of the Stranger Things seasons, but Stranger Things is such a good show that still makes it a brilliant show, if that makes sense. You know, if you've got a show that's like a 100 out of 100 for season 1, and season 2 was a 100 out of 100, or at least 98 out of 98, 98 out of 100. You know, this season is probably like not up there with it, but compared to most other shows, it's way above them. I love Stranger Things. I'm really excited for season 4. I'm really like, it could go anywhere. Obviously, we know that I guess the Russians are still going to be interested in opening the gate. They have a Demogorgon, they have Hopper. It's got to be Hopper. I mean, it could be some other American, but it's Hopper. And then, yeah, the kids, or some of them, Joyce and her family have moved away and everything. It's going to be really different next season and really interesting, but I am excited to see it. So yes, if you haven't watched Stranger Things with me all this time, it's been good to share it with you. Thank you for watching.